everything matters. Some feel the gentle flutter of a butterfly's wings can be felt around the world. There are certain aspects of our world that are intangible. They cannot be measured, assessed, or given a dollar value. But they exist, and they change not only our lives, but also our world. The Garnet High School was founded in Charleston, West Virginia in 1900 for 12 African American pupils in Kanawha County who passed their entrance exams. The school was named for Henry Highland Garnet, ex-slave, born in Maryland. There are two famous graduates from Garnet High School, Tony Brown of Tony Brown's Journal, and Mr. Leon Sullivan, who created the Sullivan Principles, which helped protest apartheid in Africa. The school was a very unassuming building, really, but you soon realize it is a very special place. I did an internship there in 2012, and I met an amazing teacher who is following in the footsteps of his predecessors and continues the tradition at what is now the Garnet Career Center. He teaches English as a second language to adult students in a community-based program. I will never forget meeting Mr. Sean Wolf. As I met students and listened to their stories, amazing stories about people living in tents and refugee camps with snow coming down, bullets flying, and bombs dropping as if it was a normal day, a normal conversation. These students show up every day voluntarily to learn a language and become part of a community, to live in safety. Safety I take for granted. When the internship was over, I knew I would be back. How could I not find out how their stories turned out? Life, however, is not so simple. My own story took several unexpected turns. I was on my own, no home and no job. Have you ever been down to your last $2? A bright spot came when I was asked to substitute at Garnet. Again, I saw the students and I was amazed at how much they had progressed. There was a paperwork error. An administrator named Marcia Mullins stepped up and extended a kindness I will never forget. She was also the one who called me to tell me that I got my dream job. Stepping into teaching full-time and a demanding curriculum was daunting. It was as if I had stepped off into the famous West Virginia Whitewater Rapids. My first winter I called the 3 W's: war, water, and winter. We had students who had fled their country due to war. Their stories were gut-wrenching. They were in a new culture, and they had no idea when or if they would ever go home. It was new for me. I was not familiar with their culture. It took time and effort to build relationships, trust, and ease fears. One evening, I left work, and the entire city smelled delicious, like cherry pie. It was dreamy and wonderful, and I was singing. But it was very short-lived. A chemical called MCHM had leaked into the river and into our water system. We were thrown into an unprecedented water crisis that affected over 300,000 people. We had to rely on each other, to support each other, to find water, to stay informed, to find a place to even take a shower. To add insult to injury, we had a winter that would not quit. As we all know, spring does come, and we made it. We had become a family. Students gained traction and test scores improved. Goals were being achieved. Students would be moving on to jobs, college, and their lives as a part of the fabric of our small city. Our coordinator, Marcia, helped us shop for paint and fabric for an end-of-the-year project. Luis created Pangeaology, a beautiful depiction of the continents when they were one. He wanted to share the project, so students dipped their hands in paint to put their handprints on it. See the butterfly? The butterfly is a symbol of a new baby who came into our lives, our child of the world. And this small hand, this hand represents a family reunited after a harrowing year that no mother should have ever had to endure. She is in college and we are so proud of her. As for me, well, I became a teacher through the love and support of my coordinator, my colleague, my students, my family, and my community. We are at a point of uncertainty. Budgets for adult education programs are being slashed, and there are those who feel a corporate model and a better return on their investment is needed. There is no direct pathway in life. To become a part of a community requires the support of a community. A community cannot be replaced by a corporation. Paulo Freire says it best: nobody educates anybody else. Nobody educates himself. People educate each other through their interactions of the world. As members of my Garnet family go out into the Charleston community and the global community, I know that the gentle flutter of a butterfly's wings is being felt around the world.